We are announcing a subpoena issued to Live Nation Ticketmaster for documents that we have requested in the course of our investigation spanning a number of months. The inquiry by the Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations, which I chair, it's a subcommittee of the Homeland Security Committee, has conducted this inquiry for some months in response to the concert ticket fiascos relating to Taylor Swift and Bruce Springsteen, which are only a symptom of a more pervasive problem. Live Nation Ticketmaster is becoming the king of junk fees. And we are conducting this inquiry because consumers are sick and tired of astronomical ticket prices, hidden fees, exorbitant charges, bots and scalpers. People deserve better, and they deserve to know whether these predatory practices are the result of monopolistic misuse of power by Live Nation and Ticketmaster. We're conducting this inquiry and seeking these documents because they are essential to the public and our subcommittee knowing more about the policies on setting ticket prices, documents relating to fees, relationships to artists and venues, other documents that provide for financial data on an annual basis, and the kinds of revenue that is coming to Live Nation Ticketmaster as a result of these predatory practices. This inquiry is fully authorized by the Homeland Security Committee and the Congress, and essentially we want to know more about how these policies and practices affect consumers in ways that deprive them of fair prices and fully disclosed fees and charges. So the subpoena was issued yesterday. It went out and we announced it yesterday, and we have not yet received a response, but the subpoena is necessary because Live Nation Ticketmaster has stonewalled our repeated requests. They have stonewalled our inquiry. We are resorting to a subpoena now because their voluntary compliance has been totally inadequate. What they're hiding and why, we don't know at this point, but we are aiming to get documents that the subcommittee needs and is entitled to have. And we will continue to pursue this subpoena as long as it takes to get these documents.
What specific documents are you subpoenaing for?
Essentially, we're seeking documents and internal communications relating to fee-setting policies, ticket charges, relationships to artists and venues, annual revenues resulting from the fees, all of the documents that are relevant to what fees and charges are set for consumers, what Ticketmaster knows about the activities of bots and scalpers, what its relationships are to artists and venues, because the victims here are not only consumers, but also the artists and the venues who are shortchanged as a result of these kinds of predatory practices.
Has Ticketmaster released any documents to the committee?
They have provided some documents, but we need all of the documents that we've requested. And the ones that they withheld may be the most revealing and important. So we want to make sure that we have full understanding through the documents of what their practices are on fee setting, on ticket pricing, on charging consumers sometimes hidden fees, and we need to know from the documents as well what the annual financial data is and what kinds of relationships there are to the secondary market involving potentially scalpers and bots.
So when this investigation sort of first kicked off earlier this year, you know, it was in response to what you said were kind of growing concerns, and obviously you highlighted some of the big issues for some concerts and tours that we've seen. It's been a couple months later, you're now issuing this subpoena. What has been done up until this point in this investigation?
We've collected a lot of information from venues, from artists, from others affected by Live Nation Ticketmaster practices, and we've engaged in discussions with the company about voluntary compliance, but it has stonewalled us. It has refused to comply with our requests for voluntary cooperation, and so we have no choice but to issue this subpoena. We've collected a lot of information, but the company is hiding and concealing, apparently, these documents that may be really revelatory in terms of what they show. And so we feel that we really need to issue this subpoena.
You issued it yesterday. You obviously said you haven't heard back yet. You know, do you think this is something that could be furthered by the end of the year? You know, we're getting kind of up to the holiday time now. Do you know, anticipate hearing back fairly soon, or what have those sort of discussions been like?
My hope is that we will hear positive news by the end of the Thanksgiving holiday, or by the beginning of the Christmas holiday, or at some point in the very near future, because stonewalling this investigation only undermines Live Nation's credibility and confidence on the part of their own consumers, and supports the call for breaking up this company. Remember that Live Nation and Ticketmaster merged about 13 years ago, and I have called for the Justice Department to reconsider that merger based on its ongoing inquiry. And I hope that maybe this subpoena will highlight or elevate that Department of Justice inquiry aimed at assessing whether or not Live Nation is complying with a consent order that it agreed to in connection with that merger.
There are, though, you know, other companies and organizations that deal with ticket selling and reselling, so why Live Nation Ticketmaster specifically?
The reason to focus on Live Nation and Ticketmaster is they control a lion's share of the market. They control some 80 to 85% of all ticket sales in the United States. They control the majority of venues. If a venue says they won't use Ticketmaster to sell their tickets, Live Nation may say, well, then you can't have the artists that we control. So Live Nation has used its monopolistic dominant power in the market to further its predatory practice, to raise prices, to charge hidden fees, and we want to stop those kinds of predatory practices because Live Nation Ticketmaster is so dominant in the market.
You say stonewalling. What is stonewalling? Say, the dog ate my homework, or I don't have it, or we don't have to give this to you? Whatever the response has been.
Live Nation Ticketmaster has provided a variety of ingenious and inventive reasons to refuse compliance with our requests. And the reliance, for example, on confidentiality. Well, that's a good excuse for concealing or hiding information, but it won't fly with the subcommittee on investigations that I had.
When you say confidentiality, say, for example, I'm the artist, I've given you everything you want, and now as a ticket Ticketmaster, I don't have to give you that even though there's, what, can you be hiding from this artist, or, you know? If the artist is giving you information without issue, then what are they, what's confidentiality after that?
Well, the relationship of Live Nation to artists may be revealed by the documents that it's refused to provide, even if the artist has talked to us about that relationship. Now, Live Nation says some of this information is confidential or proprietary, and therefore it's refusing completely to provide it. That excuse simply is inadequate for the permanent subcommittee on investigation, which needs this information, and there's no reason it can't be supplied. And the artists are often willing to provide it through Live Nation.
What are you going to do if they just ignore the subpoenas?
My hope is they'll respect the subpoenas that we've issued. I'm not going to speculate on what we may do if they refuse to provide it, but there's a process to enforce them.
Some people, you know, might say a concert or a music event or a sporting event is a luxury, a fun leisure activity. You know, if you can't afford it, you can't go. So why, for you, is it so important to be going after this company and to be having this, keep pushing with this investigation?
Well, you know, concerts may be viewed as entertainment, which they are, but entertainment is really important to people, especially in a time of some disappointment or melancholy, tough economy, prices rising. But the main point here is consumers deserve fairness, whatever it is they buy. We may regard it as a luxury, but that doesn't give Live Nation an excuse to overcharge or ticket scalp through the secondary market or take advantage of its monopolistic dominance to engage in these kinds of predatory anti-consumer practices. They are making a bundle as a result of overcharging and imposing hidden fees, arbitrary prices, astronomical charges on consumers. There's no excuse here that it's entertainment. That doesn't justify predatory practices. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.